Hi everybody, welcome to day 9 of Raising My Vibration in 2018. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey and let you know that I'm absolutely loving your comments and your suggestions and your emails, and keep them coming. Remember that we're doing this together, and I absolutely love the connection that I'm feeling from you guys. So today, it's interesting how I love how things come into your awareness, and this is really important to pay attention to. Things will come into our awareness on a daily basis because they are things that either need our attention or there's an opportunity for growth and development. So I'm hearing so many people talk about Facebook and social media in a negative way. So I'm hearing tons of people that are saying that they're getting irritated and saying, can you believe so-and-so did this? And can you believe that post that so-and-so made? And it's kind of funny. So I remember having this kind of aha moment a long time ago about Facebook and how it worked. And I'm a big believer that, first of all of this technology that we have, we've been given to by higher beings. I don't believe that human beings are have the ability to come up with some of the technology that we have. So I believe that we've been handed it down. And so Facebook to me is one of those technologies, I believe, that has been handed down to us for a reason. So it's interesting because we all, first of all come from the same place. We're all source energy. We're all pure consciousness. And part of our human condition when we have it is that we try to think that we are alone or we are not connected to everything and everybody. And this just really isn't true. And I always thought that the idea with Facebook and how it connects so many people on such a broad level was, proof as to how we are really connected. I mean, if you think about it, you probably have people on your Facebook page that you have known forever and ever and ever, but maybe wouldn't necessarily be seeing them or knowing about their lives because they've moved on or you've moved on. Or what about people that you've met, through other people on Facebook that are from other countries and that are miles away from you that you would never even get a chance to meet if there wasn't something like Facebook or social media? And don't you also find too, so I know this has always been true for me, is whenever I go on, and it just goes to show you that like attracts like, and when there's something that needs to show up for you, it'll show up. And have you ever found this when you go on Facebook in the morning and you're going through your news feed, you'll notice that there's posts that are pertaining and they, to how you're feeling that day, or to maybe something that you've been thinking about or something that you've been dealing with. I know for me, it's always been like that, and I can appreciate some of the posts that come up. They've given me some great insight into things. Now, here's where this can be an amazing tool. So social media can be an amazing tool. It absolutely works for my business and reaching many people that I wouldn't be able to normally reach without this. So it allows us to connect with everybody on a huge scale. It allows us to develop a connection with other beings. And it also it should be giving us the picture that we really kind of all are on similar paths. Like, I know, there's not any one path that is exactly the same. There's all kinds of variations. But if you really look at the big picture of it, there's really not that much of a difference between what one person is going through and what another person is going through. I say that at some time through your many lifetimes that you will have experienced absolutely every experience that there is to experience on a human level. And so this is how Facebook can be helpful for you. If you are selective of what you're watching and what you're spending your time on, and what you're allowing your energy to absorb into, this can be helpful. So if we're watching positive videos where we have people that are posting positive things, they're sharing light and love, they're sharing aspirations, they're sharing directions, then this is where Facebook becomes a valuable tool for us. it also becomes a valuable tool for us to recognize when we need to disconnect from, people that we're following or people that are following us for the same reason. So if we are working on ourselves on a soul level, and we are getting to know our ego and our pain body, and we are consciously becoming more conscious human beings, that's our goal through raising our vibration, we really want to be selective as to what our focus goes into and what gets our attention. And so I think that every once in a while, and I do this on Facebook quite often, is I will do a little bit of a cleanup, an energetic cleanup. And when we do this, we need to make sure that we're doing this out of a place of peace. So we're coming from it from a peaceful heart. So meaning, if I stop following somebody or I unfriend somebody, it's not because I don't like them or I wish them harm. It's because I'm just recognizing that there's something in that vibration that is in my vibration as well, because that's the only reason why I would be triggered by it. But if it's something that I'm working on and I'm working on releasing, then it doesn't make any sense for me to be engaging with others who are continuing to carry the low energy vibrations in their field. Does that make total sense to you guys? And again, this becomes a lesson. So, when somebody says to me, can you believe what so-and-so posted on Facebook? And they have such a strong emotional reaction to it. It really needs to be an opportunity for them to step back and go, whoa, okay, so what's triggering me in that whole situation? What's going on with that situation that something inside my pain body and my ego is recognizing and being triggered by it? Because I'll tell you this, if we become, the evolved conscious beings that we are meant to be, and we are working on ourselves on a soul level, if our objective is to be, operating on a soul level for most of our time, when this happens, our soul is never triggered by anything. There's never anything that makes our soul get angry or irritated or fearful, because those vibrations just do not come into play with how the soul operates. So we need to be really mindful of when we are triggered by somebody, or we feel we have a strong emotional reaction to somebody. We need to absolutely look at it as, oh, there's some work there for me to do. I've got some of those lower vibrations still in me that are coming to the surface, and I will absolutely have to do some work on that. So I think it's a really good idea. And this is what will happen too. And I'm sure that most of you guys are noticing, starting as you guys work on yourselves and as your vibration starts to shift and change, the people around you will change as well. There's only, two things that will happen. And this is the same thing in a relationship. When you are in a relationship, if you are working on yourself on a soul level and you were, working on building your spiritual foundation, and your partner's not, there's two things that will happen. Your partner will either fall into the vibration with you and your vibration will carry them, then they will get into this alignment with you and they will start doing work on themselves, or they won't. And if they don't, then it's likely that they will just leave your experience. And this happens, in marriages all the time. It happens in friendships all the time. This is why people come and go from our lives. They come and go for reasons. And I think it's a really important thing to realize that, so you guys, obviously, because you're following these videos and you're doing this work, you're doing the meditations and you're doing the tapping and you're, recognizing that there's changes that need to be made and you're working on it. You guys are actively and consciously choosing to make some changes in your life that are going to raise your vibration and make you a better being. Not all human beings are on this level. And so we need to recognize this. There are different levels of consciousness. And there are many, many human beings out there who operate from a very unconscious level. And so I think that there's, and this has been one of my life lessons. attracting people into my life who I, wholeheartedly take into my life, and I put a lot of energy into the friendship or the relationship, and it's not always matched. My investment's not always had a very good return on some of these people. And I've, through working through this, I've learned that it's not that they necessarily, have ill will towards me, or that they're, trying to hurt me or sabotage me. It's really, I've come to learn that their level of consciousness is just different than my level. And so we need to be really selective of who we invest our time and our energy and our effort into. We need to make sure that if we are energetically putting love into a relationship or a friendship, we need to make sure that that has an equal match. Because if it's an unequal match, then there's imbalance. And we need to be okay with the fact of being able to say, you know what, I need to let go of that relationship, or I need to create space in that relationship because I'm just not feeling the energetic return that I know that I'm worth and that I deserve. This is a huge thing. We will only attract beings into our vibration that mistreat us or don't treat us well if we are not valuing ourselves. If you've seen the posts before, if you've marked your price down on yourself, then that's what people are going to pay. They're going to pay the lower price for you. But it's really important for you to recognize where your self-worth is, how much love and support that you give to yourself, and make sure that you carry that in your vibration. When you do that, and as our vibration changes and as our vibration rises, we will attract more and more beings that are on the same path as us, and their conscious levels will be matching ours. This will just happen because it's the law of attraction. And there's also, there will also be, again, it will feel like a little bit of a duality or a little bit of a struggle when we come into conflict with some of those beings that we've had in our lives, and intuitively we know that there's no longer a place for them. We need to put softness around that and come to it, look at it from a place of peace. So meaning we're not creating any enemies. We don't want any enemies. We don't want to have any anger or resentment towards any other humans. We want to recognize that everybody is on their own spiritual path or their own spiritual journey. And like I said, again, I think that for the most part, the humans that are not as conscious as you may be are not purposely trying to do something to hurt you. It's just they're not consciously aware of what they're doing. And so it makes most sense that you remove yourself from that vibration. So again, if we are working on ourselves, we are raising our vibrations, we are wanting to work from a soul level, and that's the path that we want to be on, we need to make sure that remember, everything is energy, that everything that we put into our lives, every experience that we have, every interaction that we have, is something that is going to help us to raise our vibration and not lower our vibration. It would be very, very hard for you to be in a group of people that are, not on the same path as you and their vibrations are lower. It would be very hard for you to keep your vibration up when you are amongst lower vibration. And why would you make everything so hard for you? It doesn't have to be that hard. Okay, so I want everybody, their focus today is going to be maybe just doing a little bit of, energetic housekeeping as far as who you spend your time with and who you give your energy out to and who you give your support to. We talked about this in one of the first videos about the psychic attachments and how people can energetically attach to you, and how that affects our vibration. So now, as we raise our vibration, we are going to become more and more consciously aware of who we spend our time with, who we invest our energy in, and who we invite into our energy field and our auric field and into our experience. Okay. Awesome. So this is, I'm sure lots of you guys are this is something we'll probably go over a few times just so that we can feel good about it. Because remember, there's going to be those lower vibrations in you that are going to be hanging on to these people and hanging on to these experiences. You're going to have to recognize that, and you're going to have to learn to energetically cut those ties to that experience and that vibration. You know, it's just think about it intuitively. If you think about somebody, or you think about a relationship or a friendship, and there's any negative feelings that you're feeling around it, that's your intuition telling you. So tune into that, and remember to pay attention more to your gut feeling and how you're feeling in your physical body, and not just what you're thinking. Because sometimes our ego and our pain body will want to give us stuff to do. So they love having the dramatic relationships in our lives. They love having that. So trust your intuition and tap into that, so that you know where you need to cut some ties and where you need to do a little bit of house cleaning from. And remember to do this with a peaceful heart. It has to be done with a peaceful heart. So today's meditation that we are going to do is from Yogananda. And it is all about remembering that we are all one, that we are all connected. And it's also about creating peace within, so that we can share peace without. That's the whole focus of today. So we are going to have peace within so that we can share peace without. Awesome. So let's tune into everybody's energy today. I want you guys to just close your eyes. Take this moment just for yourself, just to center your energy, just to ground your energy. Closing your eyes and taking 3 slow, deep breaths in. So breathing in through your nose, making sure that your breath goes all the way down to your diaphragm and expanding, so that all of the feel-good hormones are released into your body right now. And then letting all of that air out, all the stagnant, dense energy through your mouth with a huge exhale. Again, slowly taking in peace and love and light in through your inhale. And we are releasing fear and any connections that we need to let go of with any other beings through our exhale. In through your nose. And releasing. So keeping your eyes closed, I'm going to call in my team right now, guides and angels. We are going to tune into your energy. We are going to send you guys a huge blast of peace today. A big wave of peace is going to come through your whole being. And if you allow and open, you will receive the rippling waves of peace as they come through and wash over every part of your being. Okay, good. So we have lots of work to do there. We will keep on working on bringing the vibration of peace into our experience for all of us. You guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.